Okay, either parietal cell or either axanthic cell. So what the parietal or axanthic cell secrete? This secrete an acid which is called hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid. So there is a second cell which is parietal or axanthic cell. The third one which is called zymogen cell. The third one is a zymogen cell. This secrete an enzyme which is called pepsinogen. So these are three cells. There are three cells which secrete their own secretion. The first one, mucous cell secrete mucosa, second one parietal cell secrete HCl, and the third one zymogen secrete pepsinogen. All these secretion collectively called gastric juice. If I talk about what is the composition of gastric juice basically secreted by a gland which is called gastric gland. Its composition is all these three secretion. The first one is mucosa, and the second one is hydrochloric acid, and the third one is that an enzyme which is called pepsinogen enzyme. So this is the composition of gastric juice which is secreted by an gastric gland. Okay, let's see. I draw the structure of these cells. The structure of these cells is basically that. Let's see, there is an gastric gland composition. So three cells are present inside them. The first one is mucosa cell. This one, these are mucosa cell which secrete the mucosa. Next one is in this are parietal cells. So let's see, these are parietal cells. Okay, sorry. Okay, and the next one is mucosa cells. Okay, let's see. In the blue color there are zymogen cell, and in the red color there are parietal cells, and in the black color there are mucosal cell which secrete their mucosa. Let's see this. There are three types of cells which are present inside the gastric gland. Okay, they secrete their own secretion. Zymogen secrete pepsinogen enzyme, and parietal cell secrete hydrochloric acid, and mucous gland secrete and mucosa. There are three secretions of gastric gland which collectively called gastric juice. Okay, next step is how food is coming inside the stomach and how the gland acts in that body of stomach. Let's see. When the food is entered through the esophagus into the cardiac sphincter, into the cardia through a cardiac sphincter which further downward inside the body. This one is the body of stomach. So when, let's see, the food is coming down inside the stomach. Suppose these are food particles which are come inside the stomach body. Okay, when the stimulus is come, basically these glands are stimulated by three things. The gastric glands are stimulated by three things. The first one is sight, when we saw the food particle or food structure. Second one when we smell the food particles. And the third one is quality of food. These three things stimulate the gastric gland to secrete a juice which is called gastric juice. So when smell, sight and quality of food stimulated the gland, the stimulus is come in the form of peristalsis wave, which is come from the esophagus part. The peristalsis wave come from esophagus to the gastric gland, which after the stimulus reached the gastric gland secrete and juice which is called gastric juice. Okay, gastric, when the food particles come inside the body, gastric gland will secrete the gastric juice. So let's see this. This one is the gastric juice. Okay, when the food particle absorb it, okay, let's see, it will eat the gastric juice. Okay, I talk about that. There is first of all mucosa cell. Mucosa cell secrete a mucus. The mucus is that which lined the inner lining of stomach wall. Let's see this. The mucosa first of all lining the inner stomach wall to prevent from the stomach wall being digested. Because, okay, let's see, the stomach is come, first of all, there is an mucosa cell present inside the gastric juice. The mucosa cell lining the inner stomach wall, which prevent it from being digested. Prevent it from being digested, because the HCl, hydrochloric acid, is an very much acidic medium. Its pH is round about 2 to 3 pH, which is much more acidic, which will damage the stomach inner lining. Okay, so the function of mucosa is to line the inner stomach wall. And the next one is parietal and axanthic cell, which secrete the acid which is called HCl, hydrochloric acid. What is the function of HCl? HCl has the function, firstly, it softens the food particles. It softens the food particles which come from esophagus into the stomach. The second function of this is to kill the bacteria or germs which come with our food particle inside the stomach. Okay, the first step, soften the food, and the second one, kill the bacteria which come outside into the stomach with food. Okay, the most important step is to convert pepsinogen into its active form, which is called pepsin. Okay, let's see. The next step of this is that enzyme which is secreted by zymogen cell. Zymogen cell secrete a enzyme which is called pepsinogen. Pepsinogen basically secreted in its inactive form. Pepsinogen is secreted in its inactive form because pepsinogen have activity to digest the protein particle of stomach wall. Okay, let's see. Pepsinogen is and secreted in its inactive form. It is converted into active form which is called pepsin. This one is pepsin, which is an active form of pepsinogen. And the question is that why pepsin is secreted in its inactive form, which is called pepsinogen. The reason behind this is that pepsinogen has ability to digest the protein particles. Basically, it has function to break the protein into the peptide and polypeptide. So, therefore, it is secreted in its inactivated form because it may hydrolyze the wall of stomach. So, therefore, to prevent it from, therefore, the pepsinogen is secreted in its inactive form. So, when the food is come, HCl is produced, which convert pepsinogen into its active form, which is called pepsin. Let's see, there is pepsinogen, which is present in its inactive form. When it absorbs hydrochloric acid, it is converted into in its active form. Let's see, in its active form, this is called pepsin. This one is pepsinogen, which is present in its inactive form. When it digests the HCl will convert pepsinogen into its active form, which is called pepsin. The next step, when the pepsin is activated, the whole food particles will digest partially. The whole food particles will digest partially, which is called semi-digestion. This is the semi-digestion of food particle. Let's see, this one is the semi-digestion of food particles, because pepsin will destroy the food particles, the protein particles, into peptide and polypeptide form. Okay, and the last one step is the churning. The churning, how is it possible? Because when the food and gastric juice both are present inside the body cavity, there is a second layer, muscular layer. Muscle has its two functions, contract, relax, contract, relax. When the muscle become contract and relax, they mix up the whole particles or substances which are present inside them. There are two substances. The first one is gastric juice and the second one is food particle. They mix up with each other when the smooth muscle contract and relax. This phenomena is called churning effect. This phenomena is called churning process. Basically, churning is the contraction, relaxation of smooth muscle which mix up the food particles and gastric juice. Okay, this one is churning process. After their semi-digestion, the final product is reached towards a pyloric portion. This pyloric portion has a sphincter which is called pyloric sphincter. When the food comes there, after the semi-digestion, the final food particle, this is called chyme. This is the final product of semi-digestion or this final product of stomach. This food particle or this semi-digestion is called chyme. The chyme is when the sphincter muscles open, the chyme downward and going towards small intestine. So, this is the basic structure and basic function of stomach, how the food come, mix up with gastric juice and form a chyme, and chyme is then further moving or pass towards the small intestine. This is the structure of stomach.